Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome to Lesson 5, Mil Palabras. These are the contents of the lesson. It says here, in this lesson, you're going to learn two important things. You're going to have to learn how to speak about things that happened in the past, and you're going to learn to loosen the muscles of the face. Okay, in Spanish, speaking to say things that happened in the past is quite complicated. For example, to say that someone worked, the verb trabajar has all these different connotations. Trabajé, trabajaste, trabajó, trabajamos. Hay mucho. So if you're someone who wants to learn Spanish, has to learn all these different conjugations, variantes, we say conjugations of work. In English, work simply changes to worked. As you can see, you're lucky to be learning English and not Spanish. Okay, let's look at the contents of the lesson. First of all, the vocabulary. And you know that you must learn all these words before you start. Here we have new, old, and sick. 3 adjetivos, 3 adjectives. And then we have a lot of verbs. A lot of verbs. Adopt, attend, close, collect, distribute, enjoy. Many, many verbs, okay? Until here. Oh, yesterday. Ticket. We have some nouns. Diamond. And we have don't and doesn't. And these are contractions of do not. Contraction of does not. Doesn't. Don't. We'll be looking at these. We're going to see some more of them later. So, el tiempo pasado. Now, ahora, este es importante. Este es verbo regular. Okay? No es irregular. Irregular son diferentes. Los verbos irregulares son diferentes. They're different. So this is a regular verb. And with regular verbs, we simply add ed to the end of the word. So I work, I worked. You work, you worked. He works, she works, he worked. Todo lo mismo. It's all the same, okay? They worked, we worked. Okay, there are some rules, of course. If the verb ends in an E, only add D. Okay? So not double E, D. Okay? Just one. Change becomes changed. And a little bit like the rule for regulars and verbs. If the verb ends in a Y, we change the Y to an I. See? Pero no con S, with D. Okay? So reply becomes replied. Replied. If the verb ends in a Y, preceded by a vowel, just add ed. Play. Played. Okay, but in most cases, it's a simple case of adding ed. Ed. Okay, now it says here, there are some verbs called irregulars that you do not add ed. Okay? It says here, don't worry about these at the moment because we're going to learn them later on, and you'll see not so difficult. Well, they're not so difficult. You have to learn them. Let me just take a look. Here I have found another website. Basic English, past simple. Okay. It says here use, and we like to look at these. We like to look at lots of different websites. We like to practice a little before we start our exercise. So use the past simple to talk about activities or routines which take place at a specified time in the past. Note that all subjects take the same conjugation of the verb. Regular verbs end in ed. So here we have visit. Okay, visited, enjoy. Okay, it ends in a y, but it has a vowel before it. Entonces es solo ed. Enjoyed. Enjoyed. Now these are irregular verbs. You can see the difference. See, saw, think, thought. No te preocupes en este momento sobre esto. We're going to learn those at another lesson, okay? Okay, it says the past simple is used to express a finished past action which occurs at a specific moment in the past. For example, she visited Iran last month. Okay, now this is a negative. We're going to look at the negatives también. They didn't go. Okay, now this is like the negative of the past present, but in the past present we say they don't go. That's because the pasado of the verb do is did. Okay, and this is negative, did not, contracción. They didn't go to Tom's party last weekend. And a question, where did you go on vacation? Okay, so we have the same structure as in the present simple, with negatives and questions. We use the auxiliary verb to do, in este caso, in this case, in the pasado, in the past. So the verb go is in the infinitive. Okay, so she visited Iran last month, or she didn't visit Iran last month. Okay, here are what we call signifiers. Okay, and they often indicate a specific point in time. Okay, last, ago, yesterday, last week, cuando, when. Okay, so they had pasado of have. Okay, irregular. It's an irregular verb. They had lunch at home last week. Okay, we're going to look at that again in a minute. We're going back to English Express, looking at the exercises. The first exercise, change the verb in the following sentences so that it describes what happened in the past. Okay? We have 4 examples. So he moves his head. This is present simple. He moves his head. In the pasado, he moved his head. Okay? It's the same. You, he, she, todo lo mismo. You moved your head, they moved their head. ¿Qué es diferente? Okay? Is the possessive adjective. You learned this in lesson 2. His head. You moved your head. He moved his head. She moved her head. Okay? They moved their head. Possessive adjectives. We learned them in lesson 2. So if you need to look at lesson 2 to remind yourself of the possessive adjectives, bien. Okay, it plays in the room. Pasado, it played in the room. Okay, so you're going to, I think it's good to translate these as well, okay, so that you understand them better. So we received 12 pictures. Recibimos. Okay. What's the pasado of that? Well, it's just, you can see it ends in an E. We only need to add a D. Now this, that would be ED. They repaired 8 computers. Okay. You remembered. Oh, they studied. That's different, okay? That ends in a Y, but with a consonant before it, not a vowel. Okay? So we need to change it to an I-E-D ending. Studied. Like that. Studied. Okay? Wow. It's quite a long exercise. And the next exercise is exercise 5.3. And here we're going to change the verb in the following sentences so that they describe what happened in the past. Again. Oh, it's the same. It's a very, very similar exercise. They invited the guests. They retired this Wednesday. Okay? This Wednesday. You thank your wife. You thanked your wife. Pronunciation también is important, okay? That's why you have to listen to the recordings, okay? You have to listen. So, helped, recovered, expressed. Pero aquí provided, porque cuando una palabra terminada con when a verb finishes with a D or a T, el sonido es más duro. The sound is harder. So, for example, this is expressed, recovered, suave, helped, surprised. Pero con D, provided. Con T, started. Okay? It's harder. And then you have this, looked. Suave, otra vez. Looked. Not looked, no. Not looked, looked. Okay. The lesson ended today, porque I-N-D on the end. Ended. And this is a T, so we accepted 6 horses. But so if it's not a T or a D, a T or a D, then it's suave, it's soft, okay? Looked. But provided, started, ended, accepted. Okay, what's the next? Oh look, lots of hard endings. Adopted, attended. Pero aquí, we closed the door. Closed the door, suave. And here, collected. This is very important for pronunciation. They collected newspapers. Okay, translate the following sentences to English. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 examples. She adopted a boy. He accepted 2 suits, okay? Hard sound, sonido duro. Adopted, accepted. He accepted 2 suits. She adopted a boy. But here, because it ends in an N, okay, I obtained, it's really suave, it's really, I obtained my apartment. And that would be hard again. That would be another hard one. I attended my work. I attended my work. And here, you have more hard sounds. Collected. You collected rings. Okay? But this is soft. He destroyed. Not destroyed. No. Destroyed the houses. He destroyed the houses. Mm. The dog died. She distributed. She distributed. Okay, distribute. Yeah, you could say handed out, but distributed the food. It's hard. Okay, you failed, etc. Okay, how to ask questions in the past. How to make questions about the past. Okay, now this is very similar to the present simple. Okay, in the present simples, we use the auxiliary verb again, do and does. Okay, so you can see example. Do you work? Does he work? This is present simple. Okay, asking questions. Okay, but in the past, we simply change do to did, and at the same time does to did. So there's no difference. As you can see, the past simple with irregular with regular verbs is, bueno, no es fácil, nada es fácil, nothing is easy, but it's easier, it's más fácil, it's easier than you can imagine. Okay, so do you work becomes did you work? And we like to use words like yesterday, last week, okay, last year, año pasado, last week, semana pasado. Did you work last week? Did you work yesterday? Did you work esta mañana, this morning? Did you work this morning? Okay, and the third person, he, she, or it, in the present simple is does. In the past, did, solo did. Like all of them, like the others, like he is like I, you, they, we. Did he work? Lo mismo. Did she work? Did it work? Okay, we're using work a lot. Okay, so change the following sentences to questions. So here we have a simple present simple. This is just a present simple. He moves his head. Now, in the present simple, making a question, you say, does he move his head? And in the past, did he move his head? Okay, so what we're doing here is we're changing you move your head, present simple, to a question in the present simple. Do you move your head? And then, entonces, to the pasado. Did you move your head? So, let's look at an example. She selected her diamond. Does she select her diamond? And does becomes did. Did she select her diamond? Okay, so remember the auxiliary verb, we lose the S when we make a question or negative. Does she select? Not selects. Does she select? Y lo mismo con pasado. Did she select her diamond? Did she select her diamond? No S. There is no S in the question. Okay. You do these exercises, and then move on to exercise 5.7, and it says here, change the following sentences to questions. Okay. They adopt the girl. Ellos adoptan a la chica. Okay, and you're going to change that to a girl, to a question. Okay, they adopt a girl. Do they adopt a girl? And in the pasado, they adopted a girl. Did they adopt a girl? Okay, so you're going to change these to questions. I think you should change them to questions in present simple form and past simple form. Okay, to practice. She kills the animal. Does she kill the animal? Did she kill the animal? Mary provides the tickets. Does Mary provide the tickets? Did Mary provide the tickets? Did Mary provide the tickets? Okay. Exercise 5.9 and exercise 5.10. Again, change the following sentences to questions. Okay? Very similar, same thing. I spell the new words. Do I spell the new words? Did I spell the new words? I thank my family. Do I thank my family? Did I thank my family? Did I thank my family? Okay, these are exercises to help with your pronunciation. Okay, how to say no in the past. How to say no in the past. Well, we simply add not after did. Did you work? That's the question. Okay? You said no. You did not work. Did he work? He did not work. He did. This is a question. Okay? So let's use them three forms. He worked. Did he work? He did not work. He did not work. It's very easy, okay? Did we look? We did not look. Okay? Did we finish the 5th lesson? We did not finish the 5th lesson. Did I surprise my son? I did not surprise my son. I did not. I'm going to show you a little secret here. Contractions. Contractions. These are very, very important, okay? You have to learn these. There are many, many contractions. So, for example, the words do not, we join them together, okay? We take out the O and we put an apostrophe and we get the word don't. I don't like you. I don't like chocolate. I don't like, okay? So instead of saying I do not like chocolate, okay? Por supuesto, I do. Of course I do. I love chocolate. Everybody likes chocolate. Okay, but it's an example. I do not like chocolate becomes I don't like chocolate. I don't like chocolate. For the third person, does not, he does not like football. Okay, that becomes he doesn't like football. And if we're talking about the girl, well, all girls like football, don't we? So she does not like football. She doesn't like football. She doesn't like football. Okay, and the pasado is exactly the same. Okay, we take away the O, we put an apostrophe, we join the word together. Didn't. Didn't. For everyone. I didn't, you didn't, he didn't, she didn't, it didn't, we didn't, they didn't. Okay, it's all the same. They didn't like football. They liked chocolate though. Yeah. Okay, so here you have another exercise, the last exercise. Change the following sentences and use the contractions. Okay? We did not look. We didn't look. He does not mail the letters today. He doesn't mail the letters today. Okay? does not surprise my son. He doesn't. He doesn't surprise my son. They didn't. I didn't. Okay, so learn how to form the contractions, and especially learn how to pronounce them. Pronunciation, very important. Okay, so that's a long exercise. Lesson 5. It's a long lesson. Take your time, slowly. Porque no hay prisa. There's no hurry. You have a long time to do these lessons. I think lesson 5. I think it should take at least 1 week. At least 1 week to learn. Okay? Thank you very much. I'll see you when we study lesson 6. Goodbye.